Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. MTG Box Analysis here, continuing our Innistrad theme Halloween lead up. So we've got a Crimson Vow set booster box here. It's got all kinds of bubbling going on, but it's still got the Wizards logo. So we're going to crack it open. We're going to see what kind of value we can find. We can see if it's any better than the Midnight Hunt box that we opened up on Monday. Hard to believe that it could be any worse. Oh yeah. We got box toppers, sorta. So those can either be rares or mythics or even uncommons from kind of the showcase set. So why don't we go ahead and open it up right now? These might be better than Dominaria United, but usually not. So let's see what we get. All right, so we are gonna get Lucy Westerna, which of course turns into Lucy Arisen Vampire. Very cool concept, very cool art, just an uncommon. Don't know the value, but I'll throw it up on the screen for you. But what we are going to do is we're going to look through these packs. So we've got 30 set booster packs here. Midnight Hunt only features one card valued over $10. However, Crimson Vow has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possible cards valued over $10. And that doesn't include the list. So you never know what we're going to find in here. Could be a total dud box valued at $5, or we could see some pretty cool stuff. All right, now typically I don't call out the stamps, but since our first pack has a signed art card or stamped art card, I do want to thank Eric Deschamps for essentially illustrating the Groom's Finery. So I'd like to kind of call out the artists when they do provide a signature. And because that was pack one, I'll go ahead and give the stamp an honorable mention. All right, so we get a Flame Blessed Bolt, followed by a Pyre Spa. Then we're going to see a Reckless Impulse with an Ancestral Anger. Then we get a Witness the Future, Whispering Wizard, with Wolfkin Outcast. Then we're going to see a Ragged Recluse, followed by an Unholy Efficient. And then we've got ourselves a Runo Stormkirk coming in as our rare. And we're going to see a Hungry Ridgewolf coming in at foil with an Insect token in the back. All right. So there are there is one common valued over $1. There are no uncommons. But if we can find a Reckless Impulse, I was like, we already did find one. So Reckless Impulse, I totally missed it, is a common currently valued over $1. So we'll keep an eye out for some more Reckless Impulses. That way we can add some value to our stack. And all of the value, duplication, set coverage, all kinds of metrics covered at the end of all of my videos during the MTG box analysis. All right, so we got ourselves here a beautiful Foil Swamp, followed by an Unhallowed Phalanx. Then we've got an Aim for the Head, poor guy. Undying Malice, followed by Rottide Gargantua. Then we're going to see a Packsong Pup, followed by a Runebound Wolf. Then we've got Child of the Pack, followed by a Valdarian Epicure. And we're going to see a Hallowed Henge Overlord coming in from Commander. And this is one of the Commander cards that we're looking for. This is currently valued just over $2. Very cool. Then we're going to see ourselves an Olivia's Attendance as a rare, followed by a Fleeting Spirit in foil and a regular spirit in the back there. All right, so we'll just put that in our regular rare pile. We'll separate our mythics out. So some of the cards we're looking for, the most valuable is going to be the Hallowed Haunting coming out of white. It is mythic, so we'll definitely keep an eye out for that, and I'll tell you about some more along the way. So we got a Forest with a Sporeback Wolf. There's some focus for you. Then we got ourselves a Spore Crawler, followed by some Mulch. Then we're going to see the Moldcraft Millipede with a Thirst for Discovery. Into the Night, followed by a Kindly Ancestor. Then we're going to see a Desperate Farmer, Blood Crazed Socialite, with a Welcoming Vampire coming in as our rare. It does hold some value for us. Very cool. Then we get ourselves an Apprentice Sharpshooter, followed by a Raven Familiar coming in off of the list. All right, so we've already got ourselves a list card, a signed art card, a rare from Commander that actually has some value for us. The next most valuable card we're going to look for is from the Commander subset, and that's going to be Wedding Ring, also a mythic valued over $14. All right, so we got ourselves Plains with a Bloody Betrayal, followed by a Ceremonial Knife, Blood Servitor, Bleed Dry, followed by Cartographer's Survey. Then we're going to see an Ancient Lumberknot, followed by a Restless Bloodseeker, Falconwrath Celebrants. Then we've got ourselves a Markov Waltzer with Olivia Crimson Bride coming in. This mythic is going to hold some value for us, just over $4. And then we're going to see ourselves a Mind Leech Ghoul in foil and a blank card in the back. The blank cards, of course, are used for the double-sided cards, and there are a ton of them in Innistrad. All right, so another non-signed art card, followed by the alternate planes. Then we're going to see a Persistent Specimen, followed by Mind Leech Ghoul with a Doom Dissenter. Then we're going to see a Diregraph Scavenger, Lantern of the Lost, Lunar Rejection with a Biolume Egg, Gluttonous Guest, and then we're going to see Catilda Dawnheart Martyr coming in the showcase treatment. Very cool to see that. Catilda is going to be valued over $1 in this treatment. And look at that, we're going to get ourselves a triple rare pack early. All right, behind that, we're going to see a Path of Peril, not a high value rare. And then we're going to see ourselves a Dying to Serve. Again, not a high value, but it is a foil rare with a human in the back. And in case you were wondering, yes, you can get, I believe, 4, maybe even 5 rares in one of these packs. You need the last card to be a rare off of the list in order to achieve that, plus what we just did. All right, non-signed art card with a mountain. Then we've got ourselves a Witch's Web, followed by a Toxic Scorpion, Massive Might, Horned Heirloom with a Spiked Ripsaw. Then we're going to see ourselves the Bramble Worm with a Drogskull Infantry, the Bloodsorn Squire, Belligerent Guest, and we're going to see Halana and Elena Partners coming in, valued just around $1. Then we got a Kindly Ancestor in foil with a Day-Night token in the back. All right, so doing good so far. Got ourselves the one mythic. Hopefully we see more than that. There's one of the basic lands. I think it's the Plains in art form, followed by the Island. Then we're going to see ourselves a Gift of Fangs, Grisly Ritual, Pointed Discussion, Vampire's Kiss, Runebound Wolf, followed by Packsong Pup. Then we get ourselves a Weary Prisoner with a Blood Petal Celebrant, followed by an Unholy Efficient, and a rare is going to be a Wedding Announcement. Wedding Announcement, fantastic hit, valued over $10. Hooray, we got one. All right, and then we're going to see ourselves a Militia Rallier with a Loyal Apprentice coming in off of the list. All right, fantastic. Another list hit and a high value or semi-high value card. We'll call that a hit. Anything over $10 is definitely a hit in my book. All right, another non-signed art card with the Mountain. Then we're going to see ourselves a Siphon Essence, followed by Repository Scab, Stitched Assistant, Wretched Throng, followed by a Retrieve, a Crawling Infestation. Then we're going to see ourselves the Brine Combiner, or Comber, Binding Geist, Skulking Killer, with a Voice of Bless coming in. Another rare valued over $2. Then we're going to ourselves a Sell-Off Entomer and a non-token token in the back. So what do you all think of those new play boosters? I kind of talked about them last week. It was, I won't say a complete shock to me. I figured something was coming, but I was not expecting that. I was also not expecting the price hike, although we don't yet know how much. We're going to see. So we got ourselves a Foil Mountain, followed by a Bramble Armor. Then we get the Apprentice Sharpshooter, the Dawnheart Disciple with a Daybreak Combatants, Cartographer's Survey, Ancient Lumberknot, followed by the Weaver of Blossoms, Innocent Traveler in Showcase, with a Doom Weaver coming in as our Commander Rare. That is going to hold some value, just over $2. And then we're going to see ourselves a Consuming Tide coming in as our main set rare, with a Hero's Downfall and another blank card in the back. It's never a list card, always a blank card. All right, well, no list one in this one. We're going to just see a boar. That's a pretty cool art card. All right, next up, we've got ourselves the Swamp, followed by Blood Crazed Socialite, Voldarian Epicure, Blood Fountain, Falconwrath Celebrants, the Reclusive Taxidermist with a Screaming Swarm. Then we're going to see the Vilespawn Spider with an Infestation Expert, Falconwrath Celebrants. And then we're going to see a Glorious Sunrise, and right behind that, we've got a Shattered Sanctum coming in foil borderless. Very nice to see this. Should be valued over $10. It's valued right around $9 in non-foil. This is the most valuable land from the set in this frame and in this foil treatment. So that is pretty cool. And then we got ourselves that boar token at the back. All right, so not too bad. Stack number one, we had a wedding announcement and a Shattered Sanctum. So 2 cards that are valued over $10, plus 2 list hits, some commander cards that actually hold some value, and 1 signed art card. All right, so this one kicks off with the Forest. Then we're going to see an Eswald Shield Basher with an Alchemist Revival, Cruel Witness. Then we get a Syncopate with a Spiked Ripsaw, Bramble Worm with a Hooked Mariner, a Distracting Geist, Voldarian Epicure, and we're going to see ourselves a Demonic Bargain. Very cool artwork. Not high value, though. Then we get an Ancestral Anger in foil and some blood. Curious, do you all still dress up for Halloween? Do you dress up and take your kids out? Do you hand out candy? What do you do on Halloween? Got ourselves a Forest here with a Kessick Flamebreaker. Then we're going to see an Abrade, followed by an End the Festivities with a Cobbled Lancer, Boarded Window. Then we've got a Lantern Bearer with an Alluring Suitor, Blood Crazed Socialite, Blood Hypnotist, and then we're going to see a Voldarian Bloodcaster coming in as our rare with a Brine Comer coming in foil and a Wolf token in the back. All right, a red wolf. Usually wolves are green. All right, another non-signed art card with the Swamp. And then we get the Gluttonous Guest with a Belligerent Guest, Blood Petal Celebrant. Then we get a Courier Bat with Retrieve again, Crawling Infestation with the Soul Cipher Board, Fearful Villager. Then we got a Blood Petal Celebrant with an Angie, Maid of Dishonor. Unfortunately, not a high value rare. Then we're going to see ourselves a Wolf Strike with a Faithless Looting coming in off of the list. I got to imagine when this was put inside of this pack, this card actually had some value and had not been reprinted several times. So a couple other cards that we're looking for in this set, in case we don't see them. We're also looking for Necroduality. We're looking for Toxrill the Corrosive. We'd take a Deathcap Glade. We'd even take a Sorin the Mirthless, or Chandra Dressed to Kill would be cool. Such great artwork on that card. All right, we got ourselves a Mountain here with a Serpentine Ambush. Then we're going to see the Dread Knight Monstrosity with the Sky Warp Scab, followed by a Diver Scab. Then we get the Skull Scab, followed by Gluttonous Guest. Then we're going to see a Markov Putrefier with, there we go, the most valuable card that you can pull from the Commander subset, a Wedding Ring. And right behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Mythic Planeswalker. It is Kaya the Geist Hunter, so a double Mythic pack. Very cool. And then we're going to see ourselves a Splendid Reclamation as our rare, with an Innocent Traveler as a foil. Oh my God, and a Vampiric Tutor. Look at that pack. That is amazing. I know Vampiric Tutor off of the list has dropped some in value, but a triple Mythic pack plus a rare. Wow, that is, you cannot make this stuff up. This is awesome. All right, I don't know where to stick them. I'll just stick them right there for now. I was not expecting all of that. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I can officially say that this Crimson Vow set booster box is better than the Midnight Hunt from Monday. There's no way for this box to fail now. All right, we got ourselves a Swamp, followed by a Lacerate Flesh. Then we're going to see a Flame Bless Bolt with a Pyre Spawn. And there's our Reckless Impulse. I had a feeling it was going to be there. The way that the set boosters are themed by color, you can kind of almost guess. We got a reclusive taxidermist, Screaming Swarm, followed by a vile spawn spider with a ragged recluse. Then we get the belligerent guest with Astensia Uprising coming in as our rare. And then we're going to see ourselves an unhallowed phalanx in foil with a monster of the week mini game coming in. Wow, still can't believe the best hit in Commander, probably the best list card at the time that this set was printed. Whoa, look at that. We got ourselves a signed Sorin here. Very cool. So this is going to be Sorin the Mirthless by Ayami Kojimi. Thank you very much, Ayami, for illustrating our game. That is awesome. And for actually lending your real signature. All right, so we got ourselves the island with the Wedding Invitation, with the Vampiric Slayer, Piercing Light. Then we're going to see a Fell Stinger, followed by an Archghoul of Thrabian, Volcanic Visionary with a Desperate Farmer, the Unholy Efficient, Wedding Security, and we're going to see Grolnok the Omnivore coming in as our rare with an Angelic Quartermaster and another non-token token. All right, so we're just past the halfway point. This might be the best set booster box I've ever opened of Crimson Vow, even when it came out fresh. So we got ourselves the Plains with the Sell-Off Entomer. Then we're going to see Chill of the Grave, Fear of Death, Scattered Thoughts with a Cobbled Lancer. Then we're going to see another Boarded Window with a Dormant Grove, Valdarian Epicure. Then we're going to see ourselves a Mirage Phalanx coming in from Commander. This is going to actually hold some value, just over $1, followed by a Cemetery Protector coming in from the main set. This is going to hold some value, just over $1 as well. And then we get ourselves a Sanctify, followed by a Lunar Avenger coming in, I think from Fifth Dawn. Very cool. So I'm just going to take a half a second, and I'm going to stack up our mythics over here. So we're up to 5 mythics. So that is awesome. Plus we've got our wedding announcement and our Shattered Sanctum. All right, another non-signed art card with a swamp. Then we've got an Ancestral Anger, Bloody Betrayal, Ceremonial Knife with a Blood Servitor, Undead Butler, Hero's Downfall, Kindly Ancestor. Then we're going to see a Panicked Bystander with a Falkenrath Celebrants. And we're going to see the Mirror Hall Mimic coming in as our rare with a Chill of the Grave and a Strictly Better minigame. All right, 2 packs to go in stack number 2. All right, more non-signed art cards with Plains. Then we get Sigarda's Imprisonment, followed by Unholy Efficient, Traveling Minister, Heron of Hope, Diver Scab, Skull Scab, Fell Stinger, Bloodsworn Squire with a Blood Crazed Socialite. Then we're going to see ourselves a Dig Up coming in as our main set rare with a Blinding Geist in foil and another tricky blank card in the back. All right, pack number 20, end of stack number 2. Another non-signed art card with a mountain. Then we've got ourselves a Nurturing Presence, Cradle of Safety, Steel-Clad Spirit, Wandering Spirit, Markov Retribution with a Skulking Killer for Boding Statue. Then we're going to see ourselves Blood Tithe Harvester with a Gluttonous Guest. And we're going to see the Keswick Wolf Rider coming in as our main set rare with a Blood Petal Celebrant in foil and that Dragon Illusion in the back. All right, 10 packs to go here, and then we'll jump into the MTG box analysis. And if you've never stayed to the end of one of my videos, if you're not liking the pack openings, just jump ahead to the MTG box analysis. I guarantee you're going to find some information that you missed as I open the packs, and that's why we do the analysis. Got ourselves a Bleed Dry, followed by a Gift of Fangs. Then we're going to see a Grisly Ritual, Pointed Discussion, followed by an Archghoul of Thrabian, an Undead Butler with a Drogskull Infantry, Weary Prisoner, Blood Petal Celebrant, and then we're going to see ourselves a Dying to Serve with an End of the Festivities in foil, and that zombie token in the back. All right, still just the 2 signed art cards with a Forest, Heron Bloodgeist, Nettlegast Beguiler, Supernatural Rescue, followed by the Griff Rider, Vampire's Vengeance, Dread Fugue, Alluring Suitor. Then we're going to see ourselves an Unholy Efficient with a Giraffe Visionary Stitcher coming in from the showcase, followed by a Voldarian Estate. Very cool to see this. Not a high value land, but it's a land, so it'll go in my stash. Then we get a Frenzied Devils with a human. All right, did we have a list hit here in the back? Let's see. Very beautiful artwork right there, non-signed. Then we're going to see ourselves an Island and a Sanctify, followed by a Fierce Retribution, Flourishing Hunter, Unhallowed Phalanx, Hero's Downfall, with Markov Retribution, the Binding Geist. Then we got the Mischievous Catgeist, followed by a Belligerent Geist, or no, that's a guest. Then we get the Howlpack Piper coming in, value just over $1, with a Toxic Scorpion, and we are going to see Orzhov, the Church of Deals, coming in off of the list. Very cool. Another land for my collection. Ooh, can we go back-to-back list hits? Non-signed art card with a Swamp. Then we get the Vampire's Kiss, Blood Crazed Socialite, Voldarian Epicure, Blood Fountain, Honeymoon Hearse, with a Groom's Finery. Then we're going to see a Reckless Bloodseeker, followed by a Markov Waltzer. Then we get a Voldarian Epicure with Falconwrath Forebearer coming in as our first rare. Then we're going to see a Patchwork Crawler coming in as the second rare. And it's a blank card. They tricked us. All right, boring art card. Forest, Parish Blade Trainee, Adamant Will, Militia Rallier, Skulking Killer with a Vampire's Vengeance, Dread Fugue. Then we get the Fearful Villager, the Falconwrath Celebrants. Then we're going to see the Impervious Mindbreaker coming in from Commander, not high value, followed by a Storm Carved Coast coming in from the main set. This is going to hold some value, just over $8. Very cool. And then we're going to see ourselves a Blood Fountain and a Blood Token. I think we're down to 5 packs here. I don't know what could possibly beat that 1 pack with the Wedding Ring and the Demonic Tutor. But I'm game to be surprised. All right, so we get this poor guy. Then we get an Undying Malice, followed by a Rot-Tide Gargantua, Persistent Specimen, the Bride's Gown, Wedding Security, Radiance Grove, Graves, Radiance Grace. Ta-da. All right, then we get a Lunar Bear with a Blood Crazed Socialite, and we're going to see a Cemetery Illuminator coming in, Mythic from the main set, not high value though. Then we get an Innocent Traveler with a Spirit Token in the back. All right, fantastic. We are down to 4 packs. All right, one more non-signed art card for the stack with an Island, the Falconwrath Celebrants, the Gluttonous Guest. Then we get the Belligerent Guest, the Blood Petal Celebrant, Honeymoon Hearse with the Groom's Finery, followed by a Hook Hand Mariner, a Blood Hypnotist, an Unholy Efficient. And then we're going to see the Hamlet Vanguard, followed by a Piercing Light in foil. And we are going to see a Golem's Heart coming in off of the list. Very cool. So definitely way more list hits, way more mythics, way more value. Midnight Hunt, I'm sorry, but you lose. All right, so we got another non-signed art card with a foil Island, followed by a Rural Recruit, Nature's Embrace, Sheltering Burrows, Crushing Canopy, with an Edgar's Awakening, Sanguine Statuette, Twin Blade Geist. Then we got the Desperate Farmer with the Gluttonous Guest, And our rare is going to be the Headless Rider, valued just over $2. Then we got ourselves a Fear of Death with a Day-Night token in the back. All right, that is pretty sweet. And behind it is a mountain. Then we've got ourselves a Mind Leech Ghoul with a Doom Dissenter. Then we're going to see the Diagraph Scavenger with a Bride's Gown, Wedding Security. Then we got Edgar's Awakening, followed by a Ballista Watcher. Then we're going to see an Innocent Traveler. And then we're going to see a Showcase Torrens Fist of the Angels coming in with a second rare for sure. It's going to be the Ill Temper Lunar coming in. Very cool. And then we got ourselves a Dread Fugue in foil with a Vampire's Feast coming in off of the list. There we go. Now you can actually see it. Very nice artwork coming in there from Old School Portal. Don't even know the rarity of that card. Final set booster pack. All right, no list hit in this one, just a zombie token. All right, we got ourselves another Plains, followed by a Courier Bat. We're going to see a Wedding Invitation, Vampire Slayer, Piercing Light with a Blood Tithe Harvester, Blood Hypnotist. Then we got Markov Waltzer with a Kindly Ancestor, Blood Petal Celebrant, and we're going to see Tauren Fist of the Angels from the main set with a Magma Pummeler in foil, and then that zombie token in the back. All right, so give me just a moment. I'll get everything sorted, organized, priced, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. Let's get things started by comparing the cards that we were eligible to see to the cards that we actually saw. Using this chart, we could see the cards we could potentially acquire from the main set marked in gray, the actual foils we pulled in orange, and the non-foils in green. In the non-foil space, we saw between 34 and 64 cards for each of the 5 colors of Magic, plus 1 borderless card. When it came to the foils, we saw between 3 and 7 cards for each of the colors, for a variance of 4 cards, and again, 1 foil borderless card. The box also contained 2 foil and 45 non-foil showcase cards. Moving into coverage of the set, in the non-foil space, we saw 210 of the 328 cards that we were eligible to see, giving us 64% coverage of the set. Our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic was in black with 74% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 35 of the 328 cards, giving us 11% coverage. Again, our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic was in black with 15% coverage. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, in today's box we saw 94% of the commons and 70% of the uncommons that we were eligible to see in non-foil. We also saw 30 of the 89 rares for 34% coverage and 4 of the 29 mythics for 14% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 17% of the commons, 11% of the uncommons, and 3 rares for 3% coverage. Add in the 4 rares and 1 mythic that we saw from the Commander subset, along with the 1 mythic from the list, and this box contained 37 rares and 6 mythics in 30 packs. From a duplication standpoint, we saw 89 cards repeated 110 times for a box duplication rate of 31%. Before getting into the value of today's set booster box, let's take a look at the current set value. This chart shows all 328 cards that you can pull out of a set booster pack from Crimson Vow using non-foil market prices as of October 23, 2023. Currently, the set features 7 cards valued over $10, with the Hallowed Haunting being the most valuable at $19.53 in non-foil. The main set also features 13 cards valued between $5 and $10 and 24 cards in the $1 to $5 range. The other 284 cards in the set are currently valued less than $1. Now, if you were to add up those 328 cards that you can pull from a set booster pack, you'd have a combined non-foil market value of $275.30. Now let's recap the actual observed value in today's box, starting off with a look at the non-foils. We managed to pull the number 3 card in the set, the Wedding Announcement, currently valued at $11.44. We also saw 1 card valued between $5 and $10 and 10 cards valued between $1 and $5. The other 308 non-foils from the main set that we saw are currently valued less than $1. In the foil space, we again saw 1 card valued over $10, and it was the foil borderless Shattered Sanctum valued at $12.52. We didn't see any foils valued between $5 and $10, but we did see 1 more foil valued over $1. The other 33 foils from the main set that we picked up are valued less than $1. In set booster packs, you're eligible to see 12 cards from the Commander subset. Of these cards, 5 are valued over $1. In today's box, we saw 4 of those 5 cards, including the most valuable, the wedding ring, with a market value of $14.49. Replacing 8 of our tokens were mostly low-value cards from the list. However, one of them was a home run and the most valuable card in the box, the Vampiric Tutor from Eternal Masters, valued at $28.83 off of the list. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box from Amazon during this month's Prime Day sale for $85.99. The current market price for these boxes as of October 23rd is $88.41. The Crimson Vow Set Booster Box contains 30 packs, each with 12 cards, allowing you to see 360 cards plus art cards, tokens, and cards from the list. The 2 signed and 28 non-signed art cards and the 14 tokens have a total combined value of $25.56, thanks mostly to Soren the Mirthless, the signed art card, pulling in $13.89 in market value. Now, the 5 cards that we pulled from the Commander subset have a combined market value of $21.82, and the 8 cards that we saw from the list have a value of $30.44, again with most of that coming from the Vampiric Tutor. From the main set, the 30 full art basic lands are currently valued at $11.38. The 182 commons came out to be $13.10 in market value, and the 107 uncommons that we saw are currently valued at $7.12. The 33 main set rares have a current value of $50.98, and the 4 mythics that we pulled are valued at $9.29. Added all up, and the grand total for this box comes up to be $169.69 in card market value, which is a gain of $83.70 for me, and means that I saw a return of 197% of my purchase price in card value. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 13 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $109.02, which means that those 13 cards represent 64% of the total box value and more than paid for the box. Overall, this was a great box, seeing the number 3 card from the main set, as well as the number 1 cards from the signed art, commander, and list sets. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to watch me crack open even more boxes from the Innistrad block all the way up until Halloween. Until next time, do something amazing. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people, all by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.